Hey folks, so the title of this video is a new look at altcoins, and I'm going to show you something today, a little secret that is just absolutely incredible. I'm not sure many of you ever see this because I think probably because you're not as seasoned as I am probably in Forex and when it comes to currency conversions and exchange rates and things like that. There are just some amazing things that you can see in these altcoins that are occurring that are not, that are just, I think, overwhelmingly overlooked, right? So the title of this video is, a new look at altcoins. And the reason why I want to show you this is, I always say that altcoins suffer, just cryptocurrency in general, the whole industry in general really suffers from what I call the Jimmy Carter syndrome. Well, what's the Jimmy Carter syndrome? So back early on, Jimmy Carter just won an election. He was a pretty popular guy. He came out and they did a study and they realized, geez, if the United States would just convert to the metric system, the economy could just save, billions of dollars, which was, back then, 70s, right? That was a huge amount, just, billions of dollars. And so he decided to say, okay, we're all going to, in a very short time, we're all going to convert to the metric system. Well, this just went over like a ton of rocks. I mean, people just hated it. And when I look back at Jimmy Carter's presidency, I have always felt that that was the beginning of the end for Jimmy Carter. It turned out to be one of the most unpopular presidents, unjustifiably, I think, sometimes too. But anyway, beyond that, people just got in there and started looking at that metric system, and they had to start adding and subtracting, and they just couldn't quite get it, and they just couldn't do it. So cryptocurrency has the same problem, right? Because of the metric we use for measuring value is based on Bitcoin. And of course, Bitcoin has this sort of 100 million Satoshi, there's 100 million Satoshis in each Bitcoin. And there's a decimal system involved. And, that just gets things even more complicated. So of course, it's pretty typical, for the folks who can't add and subtract. They look at this and they just, you can't add, subtract, and multiply, and they look at cryptocurrency and move on. I know a lot of people are trying to make cryptocurrency more user-friendly. Well, good luck. But in the meantime, for those of you out there who can think with your mind a little bit and apply a little bit of math, there's some real opportunities for you out there. You just have to kind of go around and start looking at them, right? So, one of the things everybody moans about when it comes to altcoins, they're always sort of going on about, it's just worth a few cents, so it's just not worth a darn, and who cares, right? Well, let me tell you what a few cents can mean. One of the major currencies out there, fiat currencies, is the Japanese yen. In fact, it's most noteworthy right now because it's a flight to safety for a lot of folks in Asia, when China and Brexit have emerged, and there's a lot of risk, and so a lot of people are moving to the Japanese yen. So the current exchange rate at the time of this video, so you have $1 is equal to about 100 yen, 100 yen, right, plus 50 cents. So, well, wait a minute. So what's the value of 1 yen to the dollar? One of the major, it's actually in the basket of currencies of the SDR. It's one of the major reserve currencies. What's the value of 1 yen to the dollar? Oh, well, wait a minute. Hold on. Right, 0.00995. Oh, that's starting to look like some of these altcoins. In fact, heck, Dash, let's go find Dash. Dash is trading higher than Japanese yen. That's not, that's funny, but man, that is amazing. I mean, you think about that. So you got these developers have just come together, right? And have put out this little blockchain, and they've created value, an amazing value to the economy with this little altcoin. You know, it's creating a whole ecosystem out there. People are busy working with Dash, you know, and making money or losing money. Who knows? But that is incredible, right? When you think about it in those terms. And let me tell you, you know, there are a lot of currencies out there that are worth a lot less than the Japanese yen, folks. Okay, a lot of fiat currencies that are out there, right? So when you go to your little altcoins and you go, that's no good, it's only worth a penny. Well, you know, give me a break, right? But let's think about it in other terms. You have to go a little step deeper here than just looking at it from that kind of perspective, right? So the other thing, you know, one of the problems with altcoins is, you know, they get on exchanges like Bittrex and Poloniex, and almost immediately, right, they trade. You have to start trading against Bitcoin, right? So if you look at this, this is Dash / BTC. What does that mean? That means if you buy Dash, you're going long Dash and you're shorting Bitcoin, right? So what happens here? So here we are in the middle of the halving. Let's look over here where the halving just kicked in, right? Starting here in sort of late May and moving on down into June and early July. And now look at that beautiful little thing now post-halving. It's a nice little candle there. We'll see what happens, see where that goes to, right? But let's draw a little line here for you to see. So if you started out here in March, maybe this is February, right? Just around in here. And let's get our lines going first of all. There we go. There we go. And let's make this a different color. There we go. Now, so you went and started down here, and you went long Dash. So here's the price today. So if you had bought it like down at the bottom here, that would have been, what is that, 767,000 Satoshis and change, right? And if you were around today, well, that's a pretty good deal, right? That's pretty darn awesome. That's almost a 50% return, right? So you're looking at, well, what is that? 1,300,000 some odd sats. So that's almost a double. It's not quite a double, right? And of course, in the meantime, right? Let's just get rid of this. We don't need this anymore. Thank you. Trash that out. So in the meantime, thank you. You had these beautiful run-ups, right? In Dash. These were just wonderful. And but if you were holding it, well, you had to go through the halvening, right? And which just, Dash just got killed in the halvening, right? Still doing pretty good. But now let's look at Dash BTC. Not very liquid, not a lot of candles, didn't move very fast. But around the same time, if you had gone, so this is going long Dash and selling your dollars. If you had done that, and which, by the way, the United States dollar has done pretty well over that time. I mean, it's had its ups and downs, but overall, it's been a rising thing with Janet Yellen always jawboning the market here and there. But let's go take a look at some of this stuff here. So we're at the same time, right? Just ahead of May. Or yeah, actually it was right before March. So let's go look at this puppy. Oh, well, wait a minute. What is that? Well, gosh, that's almost $9. So, you know, you had bought at 2.8, right? So let's just round that off to 3. And now you're selling at 9. What's the return? Well, that's triple, right? That's, yep, 3. That's returning that's 300% return. No kidding, guys. So when you look at your altcoins, you need to start, when you go, it's not enough to go, and this is what most people do. And I'm just not kidding you. They'll go, okay, well, Dash is worth so much Bitcoin, right? Let's just run on over there. And Bitcoin is worth so much dollars. That's the way they actually on Bittrex, you can go right there and they'll do it for you. Say, well, if Bitcoin is worth this much to the dollar and Dash is worth this much to Bitcoin, therefore Dash is worth this much in dollars. Well, that's not necessarily true. I mean, the thing is, we're not for the most part in a lot of these altcoins, we're not trading against fiat. It's darn hard to trade against fiat in some of these altcoins. And so, like, what I compare it to is when something like a Dash coin has to go up against Bitcoin, like a lot of these other cryptos and altcoins do. It's sort of like saying, it's sort of like being a featherweight fighter, and you're probably a pretty good featherweight fighter, but your first professional fight, you got to get out there and you got to fight the heavyweight champion of the world. And of course, that's a tough fight, right? What can you expect from that? So you look at a lot of these altcoins and you think, oh, they're just doing terrible, and you think, oh, there's all these pump and dump things, and there's corruption and scam coins, and I'm not denying any of that. I know that's true. But to me, it's like when it's just amazing what's going on here with some of these altcoins when you start comparing them against fiat. So I had a blast. Ether. So up here, when BTC was doing this sort of sideways stuff, right? I think that's in June. Now you guys were sitting around trading Ether against BTC, and I don't know, it wasn't doing a whole heck of a lot. Well, wait a minute. No, I'm doing this. Yeah, right. So let's look at Ether USD. Whoa, things were different, weren't they? Just a little bit. And I remember up here, I think I was out like right around in here, and I had some Dow too. I got out with some profit, but man, I missed the top. And why did I get out? Because I just heard it just broke. I woke up in the morning and the news had broke about Ether and Dow and the hacking and the attacking that was going on. I just looked at that, and a lot of people were screaming, you don't sell, don't panic, whatever. I just looked at that and I said, I'm getting out. So I got out with my money, and I was pretty happy. But this was pretty nice. This was a sweet rise when you compare it to sort of what Bitcoin was doing during the same time, right? Just kind of going sideways. So again, guys, take another look at your altcoins. When you see it and you look at a coin and you go, oh wow, it's only 900 satoshis, or BitShares is only, I don't even know, what is it? Is it 14 or 15, or maybe it's fallen since then? And you just think, well, that's nothing. Well, it is. It's something, and it's a big something. It's a really big deal that these guys are out there and able to create this kind of value in an asset. It's not something to overlook lightly. And this is what I'm telling you, these altcoins, I'm telling you, if you look them and play them right and look at them well, and honestly, there's going to be there's going to be a lot of fun to be had in these altcoins. And I'm just not kidding you guys. So anyway, I think I'm pretty done there. Let me know what you think. And as always, guys, I've been over this again and again. Since this is a trading video, there's a disclaimer. You know the drill on the disclaimer, right? This is more for you than it is for me. And I just can't emphasize that enough. Don't bet the ranch on this stuff, folks. But go out there and look for some good value. Figure out how not to lose money first. When you figure that part out, you'll probably do all right. So, and of course, once again, if I helped you out a little bit, never hurts to send me some Bitcoin. So, all right. Thanks. Bye.